I mean, Mirage is sort of their playground, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they seem
they are
comfortable
more
now.
than confident to do their thing, and they feel like they can take on the best on that map.
Yeah, so we do see the pick come out, and obviously Ferrari because decides to opt for the CT side, which for now is expected, honestly. Like,
It's the safe option, really.
yeah. I am interested to see if there is anything special from the CT side there. Just so you know, for now, it looks like the scoreboard is currently reversed. At least I imagine it might fix itself on its own when it comes
I
to the
think
first
that's
round
just,
win.
You know,
But
CSGO
right now,
being a really fun game.
what is this CT buy? There's 3 kits.
Wow. What?
That has to be an error, right?
Huh. I can't say I've ever seen that before.
No.
Ever.
That just doesn't make sense to me. But I'd like to see them prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Fry gets the first entry, and he's already starting his Inferno show.
Yeah, it looked like Capers did, or Eccles did have a flash for that player, but it came in just a bit too late. He does manage to trade straight back, but it was all a ruse, Ben.
You've got to wonder how do these... this is the same pistol, by the way, that Wind Rain ran against CX, and it did succeed in that game. It looks like it's going to succeed here. It's a 4v4. They've got 3 kits. I mean, that's always that. You know, we worried about the kits and played with the retakes in the past. 3 kits. I'm sure you'll get one of the ones on the site.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue is you're playing without Kevlar against Glocks, and if they're not just tapping you,
yeah, all
the
players
aim
going
punch
from
is
the
just
same
gonna be
angle.
brutal.
As soon as Link gets contact, you have to think hell unleashes. As soon as he peeks, so one player comes in, and
here we go.
suddenly
Actually,
it's a 2v4.
CT's getting the entries.
Question is, which person with a kit is going on this bomb? We have a good choice. It's 1v4 for Prey. He's the first guy against the second guy. There is a player on this bomb. Both players have kits. Eccles is sticking it, and he's got 1 second left. He gets taken down! It's only one player. Whisk does have a kit himself. But he's got no armor. If Quake can land any shots, he doesn't.
Oh,
The 1v4 gets taken away from him.
that is messy, and there we
do
go.
see a
I mean,
pause come through.
we were questioning the kits. 2
I mean,
kits.
Astro's questioning the kits.
Yeah, I mean, wait till we find
3
out that it was
kits.
3.
Yeah.
3 kits, and there we go. Eccles he's answered them, and they're disbelief.
No one listened to me, says Eccles.
There we go. A happy accident, as Bob Ross would say, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if you win the round, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean,
technically, there has to be a tactical pause for him. That is in that case.
sure.
Because there's no other reason to put it out. Like he says, he put I'm tilted, but there is no technical issue right now. I don't think.
No.
Okay, so it looks like Whisk's in is actually sliding all over the place. Which,
Yeah.
you know, if you haven't got the tactic, right, there is a tactic.
You
with
hook them
Innies.
round, don't you?
You hook them round your ear, over the top and back round in, which means they've got a bit more firmness, and then you put the headset over that, and they don't fall out randomly. They're firmly put in that way.
Exactly, yeah. And we were talking about Whisk. Hasn't played on stage in his life, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not too used to playing with Innies, and it could be throwing him off a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he had a strong start to that last map as well.
Yeah.
He played pretty well considering the situation. Like first 9 rounds, I suppose. I think he had about 12 kills, and then from that, I think all the players suffered. Considering the situation.
But anyway, we are going into the next round finally, and yeah, Wind and Rain, they've decided we'll just full eco and we'll get our AKs next round.
Yeah, obviously Craig got those extra kills, which means he does pick up armor.
Yeah, and he's got that flash. You always like to see it on a full eco type, couple of P250s, and they're just going to flash up through mid and maybe get something.
Yeah.
CT's
It is
in
a bit
position
annoying
to
that you don't
fall
have the
back.
Kevlar piece of 50 coming out at the same time, but I can't see that being an issue.
Bit
So
sketchy
you
from
get the
Capers. He's committed to that ump spray, and it's not treated him well.
But Craig did actually get a kill with that Kevlar too,
Yeah,
so
I
he
mean,
does take a lot of money
2
off the
frags,
CT.
and
Yeah.
every player's only invested about $300 into that round, so yeah, they'll be happy about that.
I mean, Craig, considering he bought Kevlar P250 and a flash,
Yeah,
that
he's
round,
got
he
full
still
mix.
had 5150. So there was potential for an AWP drop there. They don't opt for it. 5 AK is probably better off in that situation as
Yeah.
well.
Meanwhile, the CTs, they've still got 3 SMGs on the board. So interesting to see if they do anything special with that, or they just
Yeah.
play a default round.
Both of them are towards the bigger site. And it looks like they're both going into apps as well.
Yeah, I mean, sensible, you want to play those close angles. Astro is trying to spam him through and just about missing if he carries on. Cape is playing a very dangerous game, but it's working out for him so far.
So Mr. Hoy gets contact with Banana, gets that smoke out. But, it starts running the clock down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously, smokes last for about 15 seconds. There's a fade period, so you can give
Nice
it
little
about
boost
3
coming in from
seconds.
Prey, looking over the smoke, and he catches out Eccles, but Eccles answers back with 15 HP, and he's flashing in. Mr. Hoy aggression coming in.
But Fry does get team kill Dancy's, which is quite unfortunate. I think he was going to die regardless, right?
Yeah, it looked like it.
And he does get the trade effectively as well. But it's 2v4. I mean, Whisk wins that gunfight against Link with an MP9.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to catch Whisk off there, but no, Whisk brutal with that MP9.
Yeah, it does appear so. And this round is still winnable for them. That's the thing. Eccles is sole mana. He gets another kill.
That is a huge round from Eccles. I mean,
he's peaked before the flash has even arrived there.
Yeah, that's filthy. And he is definitely one of the star players on this lineup. We've spoken about him a few times today. You know, recently winning gamers, getting that Fnatic Academy contract, and he's all fired up already.
Yeah, see 5 kills. Good start to the game for him.
Yeah.
Bit of a bump in the doors there between Whisk and Dom. But bit of traffic, I suppose, on the M6 nearby.
Yep. And Wind and Rain, they're back on their pistols, no armor, and not much. They can't really expect too much from this type of round.
Yeah, it's one of those rounds which it's essentially throwaway, but you want to get info on how the CTs are playing, right?
Yeah.
You want to see, can we waste some grenades off them? How quickly do they release their grenades? I mean, Astro's ready to just throw bullets straight through the wall. And a gunfight at Banana, chances are the rifles will win that one, unless something crazy occurs, at least.
Yeah, and we're getting into a sort of a similar situation as the first map, as they do take Capers down. This could get a bit messy. Whisk as well, he does get flashed in.
Yeah, Capers has been a bit scrappy on Arch. I mean, Whisk
getting
just
caught out, and Dom didn't actually have his quad there.
Link wins 2 gunfights with no armor. 2v2. They should be able to get a plan. Astro's got full health and the naked, and I imagine Link gets to bit as well.
Yeah, and if Astro's bringing in that form from the last map, you don't want to see the AK in his hands here.
Yeah. 2v2. A lot of grenades to play with, in all fairness. Mr. Hoy throws a molly onto sight. It does affect Astro, but he gets
a lovely shot.
Destroyed. It's Link 1v2. They know where he is. They still have a molly. Eccles mollies it. Shouldn't be possible for Link to win this round, and he does get taken down.
Yeah. So I mean,
considering the situation, right?
Definitely a bit too scary for the CTs there. They weren't up against much, and that probably does give Wind and Ring quite a lot of confidence going into this next gun round. You know, if they can take the site, put it into a 2v2 with just pistols, no Kevlar. I mean, what can they do with their AKs?
It looks like they could potentially find a weakness on Arch though, because on both eco rounds they've managed to get up Arch with pistols, and I mean, ultimately, they're getting quite far with it. So do they tempt it with actual rifles? Because usually this happens quite often in eco runs. You think that it'll be quite easy, but then with guns, you suddenly fail. But I think this is going to be a really aggressive push on them. They're going straight down with the grenades, and they're bringing it to them. Wind and Rain not very prepared for this push. Quake is taken down. And could there be anything else? Fry is stuck at the bottom of Banana right now.
Yeah, Eccles as well in second mid. He's taking the fight to them. Yeah, nice trades coming out, but
suddenly it's back to a 3v3.
Yeah, they haven't managed to get back to their sites in time, and it's a really awkward situation for the CTs. It's not great health-wise, especially for Eccles, but on the terrorist side, Astro's been taken very low as well. Quite a weird round so far.
It's an awkward one for the CTs, because obviously in the big site, you need to be having quite a bit of info. So Whisk's playing in the apps, which honestly, it's a bit of a different one, really, in this situation. Usually you have a guy in pit just spawning towards quad, and then you deal with the contact with an apps if it does come. And Eccles is playing very defensive. So if Wind and Rain were to walk up Arch, it would be a very scary possibility for the Ferrari Pika side.
Yeah, I mean, Whisk is getting the second mid info, but it could come back to bite him. Yeah, I mean,
it depends here. Do they wrap or do they actually go to a CT? It looks like the CT call's been made. But Capers' position on this B site, he's at new box and he's ready for a possible CT, peak.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to buy quite a lot of time for himself. 2 mollies on the terrorist side might be able to flush him out in time, but
it depends who peaks him, really.
Yeah.
Dantes does have that AWP. He still hasn't peaked for quite a while. Eccles has run through CT, but he doesn't want the shot.
Knife out, but there we go. Somehow kills Dantes there.
And Capers, he can't help but feel like he needed to get more time for his team.
It looked like he was actually caught off there. He wasn't looking towards construction when he was shot there, but that's not ideal for him.
Not fantastic. 2v2. Fry on Astro, you've got 2 players who are low, and 2 players who are relatively healthy. Question is, can we see anything from Whisk? So obviously he's got this banana rotate, and he clears out pool for his teammate. I feel like it's all on Astro in his position here, but he gets taken straight away. Fry 1v2, gets the first, that doesn't get the second. Whisk does clean up the round. It was a bit shaky at times, considering they had the drop on them essentially from CT. And you can't but feel like Dantes probably should have landed that kill on Eccles at CT.
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe both players were a bit shocked that there was a gunfight in that situation. And yeah, as an AWPer like Dances, you know, he hits the really hard shots, and maybe at times it's a bit easy to miss those easy ones. You know, it's a weird situation, but
5-0.
5-0, and sort of reminiscent of the first map here.
Yeah, I mean, Eccles has got a good start. He's got 10 kills already. And there is another buy-on, thankfully, for Wind and Rain. Because of that plant, they've got 4,200.
Yep.
And Zaki does manage to get another warp out, which is quite interesting, because obviously last round, you know, there was an argument to be made that he didn't really get the kill when he needed to. But, you know, Counter-Strike, you might as well try it again. There's no point just failing at the first hurdle.
Yeah.
And not trying ever again.
Yeah, they're changing things up towards this B-bomb site as well. Mr. Hoy up on boost.
Yeah, so they've used one smoke towards that small site. Obviously boosting up the player who hasn't used his smoke.
Yeah.
Correct decision, obviously, because you don't want him moving off there.
No, it's been nice nade usage so far.
They have mollied him off the porch, though.
Oh, and Dom is just burning. He's burned down to 7 HP.
Damage from that. I suppose he didn't expect it, but the sound cue should have been there. You hear it coming off the ceiling, and
yeah, that's really shook the CTs on A, and that's not even where the main attack's coming in.
It looks like Link will be able to pull quite a few players, or at the very least force a play from the CTs. Looks like Eccles is going to flash Mr. Way through this smoke, which he does. Gets the peak. He does get the first kill.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that'll be enough. Eccles needs to make another play here.
He's playing behind the smoke, which is perfect.
He gets the 2. Can he make it the 3rd? Zaki gets the kill.
That's a lovely shot from Zaki, yeah.
But he's in a 1v3 essentially right now. Link is on the other side of the map. Thankfully, Link has not committed to the backstab, because you don't want to be leaving Dantes alone too much in this situation.
Yeah, and the CTs are very cautious here. They're all grouped up together in CT, and Zaki's going to go for an early pick in construction. He does get it.
He's going to repeat too. 1v2 for Link. He's already used his smoke towards CT, but the CTs don't really know where he is. The question is, what can actually happen from here? It's a 1v2. There's only one kit, and that's on Dom. So Dom taps the bomb, and he is sticking it. He only has 7 health.
And there we go.
His wide peeks it and does get the kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really nice retake. Maybe a bit too much from Dances there, you know, trying to reface. And he got himself into the 2v2, and Link was close by, so maybe a bit questionable there. Maybe just feeling the confidence in that round. You know, he's hit 2 nice shots already, but again, it's another round on the board for Ferrari Peekers here.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. So considering it's 6-0, the Ferrari Peekers guys don't really have much of an economy built. I think the best player had about 5k. It's not fantastic, so
no,
they're still in reset territory. And obviously, it's another buy-on for Wind and Rain. You got the plan. You may as well keep buying at this point until you decide to, you know, until you break that wall and potentially reset them.
Yeah, there's some nice aggression over at Banana. Lovely little flash from Eccles. Pretty sure Imi might have shown him that one.
Oh.
But he does get traded out, unfortunately, for him. And yeah, it's an interesting situation into this round. Mr. Hoyt's holding this top Banana. He's put that other smoke down, and yeah, he's more than happy to hold this.
Yeah, I think based on the death cam there for Cray, I think he got the call on where Eccles actually was on that molly, and then Cray, probably just spams perfectly through that smoke and gets the trade.
Yeah.
Which is quite unfortunate, really. They made a really good push and got the kill, and then potentially wanting a bit too much, I suppose. That's one way of thinking about it. It's 4v4 though, and there's no smokes left on this Ferrari Peeker side. There's still a minute on the clock. Yeah,
I mean, Mr. Hoy is doing wonders for his team with all that info towards Banana.
Yeah,
he has
smoke
back
now,
now,
has done really well for him.
It looks like a nice bit of mid-round aggression from the CTs here. They're going to clear mid.
Hot flash comes in and both sides peek.
That's beautiful.
That's fantastic. You'd think they were a team. That was some good peeking and perfect team coordination, really. 4v2. That's the info on another player. Whisk doesn't want to risk it.
Yeah, no, that's
smart play. So they only have the 2 players towards this side. Capers is playing, Speedway, is getting ready to rotate if needed towards B.
Oh, that's a lovely little flick from Dom where it looked like it could get a bit dangerous. And yeah, it's all on Fry.
He's definitely capable of winning these sorts of rounds. Especially as he's got the drop on where Dom is. But I think Dom's got a hit too.
There we go.
With 6 man, 7-0.
And that round, that's really nice to see from Ferrari Peekers. And it's a more reactive CT side than we've seen from quite a few teams at this event. We watched London Lynx, Spy and Sanity, and neither of them were on the ball to, sort of pull out those sort of mid-round calls almost. With 48 seconds left in the round almost. The T side, they just weren't expected it. And both those 2 players got caught with their pants down, fully blind, and it's a lovely play. I'd have to say Eccles has probably called that one.
Potentially, yeah. Obviously, being dead, he's able to see a lot more view of the map, and he can see the circumstance a bit easier. Obviously, Wind and Rain, they've lost 7 rounds in a row now. it's probably hit the point where they didn't get a plan. It's not really worth force buying. Let's take a tactical, take a breather, stop the momentum a bit, and talk about it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, just looking over now, it doesn't look like there's too much talking going on. Maybe just a mental reset, stop that momentum from the CT side, and yeah, it's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, we love a good tactical pause.
Yeah, we do.
And it's quite an interesting buy coming out from there. So, some players go for pistol armor, but Cray's got a Galil.
Yeah, I mean, with this, at least 4 of them can buy fully next round, and maybe Cray's banking on that bomb plant.
It is possible that he possibly misbought that, though. I suppose.
Although they do have max loss bonus, so he'll be on 4/4 anyway, which is AK and a couple of nades. So not the worst situation to be in.
It could have been when you're pressing to buy with keys at least. It's B4-1 for a Galil. Perhaps he meant to go B1-4 for a CZ.
Potentially.
That's one way of potentially thinking about that situation, but I'd like to see him do something with this Galil though, because honestly, it's not a fantastic weapon, but it is a rifle nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, some players like it. You know, it can do a bit of damage with that burst headshot, but yeah, it's not favoured by most.
Especially when the CTs have got 4 AKs. Like, it's been long enough that they've slowly built up a T-side economy, essentially.
That's how you know you're doing well as a CT side.
Multiple AKs in use. Obviously, Eccles, the only man that dropped last round, means that he doesn't have one himself. And they flushed straight through that banana smoke, and it looks like they're storming all the way up. Both B players have used a lot of grenades this round, and are they just going to keep committing? Yes, they are. Smoke comes in at CT, and it's left Eccles all alone. He gets the first kill, but he's 3 HP. Can he do anything else? There's 3 players towards this site. They're all storming towards his direction, but this toy comes in, and suddenly it's a 3v3. And they've got weapons all over. All 3 T-side players have
very
weapons.
nice trade. I mean, Eccles played that as well as he could have. He bought time for Mr. Hoy to get into a position where he could do some damage, but Win and Rain, they were ready for him to peek out on that contact. And yes, a 3v3 here.
3v3 post plant. There's a lot of grenades in use for Ferrari peekers. Obviously, there's the 2 kits in play as well. Be interesting to see where the mollies go. So the first molly goes towards New Bugs. They do get the first 2 kills. Whisk's now in a 1v3. They know where there's an Astro. Confident as anything, just peeks him.
And I feel like that's a bit of deja vu. You know, that first round they won on cash, if I'm not mistaken, it was a similar round to that.
It was a trap round, wasn't it? It was one of those, you don't really expect much to happen, but it was straight out of the pause.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar scoreline. Yeah, there was some sort of plan behind that, obviously. They identified, let's just try flashing through the smoke with pistols and armour.
Yep. And
then fully commit the whole way. Even if we're getting mollied, we'll just keep going.
Now, the hard counter to that from the CTs apparently is to whip out the double AWP, and actually looking at their economy, although they've won 7 rounds in a row, it's really not great. They won't even be able to buy if they lose this round, but Eccles, he doesn't care. Yeah. He's full aggro and getting that early peak.
It's another different player to pick up the AWP as well, though. I mean, Whisk's picked it up now. So, Capers, Eccles, Whisk, they're all having a go.
Yeah.
So the molly should get him off the corner. He does shoot a 1-shot through the wall, just potentially get a tag through it. Doesn't actually get anything. So the molly sends him away, and they do still have 1 smoke left on this site. But I imagine Winray might just commit to an execute knowing there is an AWP towards it. Does look like that's what they are preparing for.
Yeah, they're fully grouping up here.
Yeah, the coffin smoke comes in. CT smoke's landed on Eccles' head, in fact.
Which means there's a massive gap. But he's not going to use it.
That's quite surprising, really. The T-side should know that there's a gap there. The smoke is way out. This toy gets 2 kills from the first, possibly a 3rd, no.
And yeah,
the 2 kills is perfect, though.
Smartly, Eccles, he's backed off.
Yeah.
He gives them the bomb plant, but they've got only 2 flashes. Cray's already very low, and yeah, they're not even in brilliant positions. You know, they can't really play around cover here, and this could get very sketchy. Cray is going to go for an early peek.
They do try making a play.
Yeah, unfortunately got a bit team flash there.
Yeah, it's not ideal. But Cray has been spotted at coffin, and he does get taken on straight through it. It's 1v4 for Astro.
Fully blind, and yeah, nice, calm and collected retake from Ferrari Peekers.
It was a very patient one, wasn't it? Considering they knew, they know damn well that the CTs, or the T-side rather, need to make some sort of play.
Exactly, yeah.
And they did try and make the play. Obviously, it did fail. The flashes get a bit jumbled here and there. And they know, okay, they've used their smoke, or flash rather, and we can take advantage of that now.
Yeah,
retaking.
Credit to Mr. Hoy that run. 2 fantastic kills, and that's more than enough in that B-bomb site, as long as your second player is playing sensibly like that.
I suppose it could potentially be a bit of luck that smoke did land on Eccles as well, because I think it made it so it landed closer to that wall. And
I think that's intentional positioning, I think, Ben. I wouldn't take that away from him.
He knows the exact landing spot.
He does. You know, he's put a lot of research into this game, I'd have to say.
Specifically into the way Wind and Rain smoke CT.
Yeah.
If I jump at this exact moment, I can block the smoke when it's coming in.
Potentially. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, we see, you know, Guardian do that on Inferno quite often on the
Sure,
match.
yeah.
So it's not too far-fetched. 4 AKs in play, though.
Yeah, they're switching things up here. Looks
So
like
hitting
it's
that fabled Apps burst.
yeah.
So we've seen that quite a lot from UK teams this event, and it usually works the first time they do it. The second time around, it doesn't. This is the first time. Let's see if they can get it done. It's not even when they flashed out. They just get the first kill, but then they force very
Dom
quickly
just
afterwards.
absolutely shuts them down from apartments. And he does fall off the pit, playing that headshot angle. He does get shut down. Dancy's with 2 really quick frags, and he's picked up an AWP. And this is dangerous.
Yeah.
If there's one person on the server you don't want stealing an AWP from you, it's Dancy's, but he's going to get caught out.
He saw the gap on that smoke.
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
Astro in a 1v2. We saw crazy plays from him in map 1. Can we see something similar in map 2?
Eccles just crouching in and walked straight into his crosshair, but
Ooh, I thought he didn't have a chance for that. He turned away and then...
180 flick. Mr. Hoy's going to be disappointed in himself, but there's not much you can do when Astro's on the ball still, you know. And if I'm not mistaken, the exact same situation happened on Cash. They won a round back, they lost, and then they won a round back, and they went out and won that half.
So
Slightly
right now,
different, but
1 round off. But Ferrari Peakers, even though 8-2 up,
yeah,
they have no money. They've got an M4 and 4 CZs just round.
It's similar to what we were talking about that round before, and that round just gone. That was key to build their bank up, but unfortunately they fall to another, as you describe it, a trap buy.
Yeah, it was a bit of an awkward one really, because I mean Dom made the big play and then gets back into pit, but his teammate wasn't really there to fight with him.
No.
Which isn't great.
Yeah, so Dancy sort of had 2 1v1s there getting onto site.
Yeah, I mean the second shot was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was lovely.
But yeah, this winter rain T side very slow, isn't it? Like that's the key part about it, and the players at B have identified that though. They still haven't used the smoke this round.
Exactly.
They're always ready to use it.
On a force buy like this, they've prioritised getting their smokes in, which is brilliant on this map. You know, there's so many choke points to funnel the T sides into, and yeah, with a minute left, they've still got 4 smokes to play with.
So Winter Rain have taken top mid control.
Although I'm not actually sure if Capis is going to be able to land it. Yeah, he just about does, but Link's going to go before he can pull out his CZ.
That's good initiative from Link.
Yeah.
He knows that smoke came from quite close. But he actually did go straight through it. So they know Dom's back a pit with his M4. He throws a flash off the door. This could be a really good peek, but he's peeked a bit too early.
Yeah, trying to maybe catch them out when they're turning the flash perhaps, but yeah, Dancy's he's too aware and he picks him off. Another nice 2k in the round for him. He's starting to step up for his team here.
Yeah, he started going in there, isn't he? 2 kills this round, 2 kills the round before.
Yeah, I mean, slow and steady, Wind and Rain, they're picking themselves back up, and I'm actually quite scared for Ferrari Peakers here. You know, once Wind and Rain get going, in this whole land, they've just been an absolute bulldozer, you know? Almost a Virtus plough, you could describe it, back in the day, at least.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll give them that credit.
Why not? Yeah. Definitely the same.
I reckon they could take Virtus Pro at this point.
Yeah. I could probably do that.
Maybe a bit too patriotic at this point, but yeah, Mr. Hoy does fall and...
I feel like he definitely shouldn't have been in that position right there. Like, it's a bit of an interesting thought to try and go for an exit. Potentially something that's kind of a habit that he's got into his style of play that is not really needed in this sort of situation. Like, you don't need to be going for the exit frag, but in pugs and stuff, he might get that kill, so he's used to, well, normally I can do it in these games, so why not try it now? And obviously it fails.
Yeah, and looking at it, it's only Capis who has any money on this side. It looks like he might be just saving for that AWP.
Yeah, I mean, earlier on we saw he was quite weak on this arch side, right? He died twice to a Nika round.
Now this is an interesting little stat coming out.
This is the UKPL special, I suppose, but relocated on the map.
I like it. I mean, whether they're going to run into it is another question, and it's only Eccles
flashed in that position is another question as well.
Yeah, I mean, Eccles he's holding on to that smoke and hopefully trying to deter Wind and Rain going to this A-bomb site once he starts putting those nades up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look like they are actually going to test this stack out.
So, okay, they do get blinded. They do shoot, actually.
That's maybe a bit questionable. And they might have heard that and decided
smoke does come in for CT and Coffin. So will a flash come over with that, though?
Yeah, it looks like only Fry and Cray are going to be the ones committing to this. That shoulder peek is completely giving the game away. And they're not even going to bother with it.
Thought, nah, I'm alright, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's
not
really,
worth it.
That's really smart coming out from Cray and a bit disheartening for Ferrari Peakers. And I'm sure the crowd might be a bit disappointed that we didn't get to see that action.
Oh. I mean, he was ready to avoid the fire banana, but he
Yeah.
takes that one on the chin, just destroys Eccles. And now Fry's got an eco front lined up right in front of him, but you know, the disc angle, you know, from Capers right there, getting in Vietnam, having a bit of a different
Yeah,
headshot
he
angle.
went for a bit of a Freiburg peak and
Yeah.
spray even, and yeah, it didn't.
Awkward one, but one player dies, that's perfectly fine. T-side economy, a lot easier to build up than the CT one.
Yeah, and here we go. CT's coming out with another buy. They don't have many kits on the board. And their economy's still not that great. I mean, Eccles has taken the sacrifice. He's picked up that UMP, which is what you like to see from a player who he seems to have quite the brain on him coming into this series. You know, he's making those selfless plays for his team, and yeah, I like to see it.
You can see a clear difference in the way he looks at the game, at least. Right? He knows what it is you need to do to win, rather than how do I make myself look really good. Which, you know, it's a different trait to have in a player, especially. You know, a lot of UK players don't quite see the game that way.
No.
A lot of them play for themselves, right? And Eccles is doing quite the opposite. He's playing for his team, and I mean, so far even though he's playing for his team, he is top of the scoreboard.
Exactly. Yeah, he's dominating. But again, an
Here comes the
apps push is
first.
coming out.
This time with a flash. So Astro usually jumps out to the left. I'm trying to the entry there. Honestly, Whiskey's stuck inside. He gets the one,
That
but
is
that's
beautiful.
it. Perfectly executed from Window Rain.
Yeah, I mean, you know they've done that quite a few times at this point. They're more than ready. You know, Astro's perfect little strafe out of apartments, shutting down quad, and yeah, it's a really nice take. That you know it's a once in a blue moon sort of strat, and yeah, it's called the CT's unawares there.
Yeah, as soon as you do it once, you keep the CTs on edge.
Yeah.
Right. Because any sort of situation where there's been no noise 20 seconds around, you're wondering, are they going to up burst again? They won that one gun match.
That's a dirty flick from Astro. He's still feeling it. Absolute land gamer, he seems. And that was a bit of an aggressive save from the CTs, and it doesn't work out for them. And they're
Again,
straight back onto the pistols.
That economy is not. They really need to be thinking about the grand scheme of things, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you save this Kevlar, what can you get next round potentially that will help your team? You know, it's better to have save things than give them, you know, $300 as well as destroying your own economy in that process, and making it so you don't have anything yourself.
Again, as we were talking about the first map, once Wind and Rain start getting going, they're just being dominant. You know, as we saw rounds coming in where they've survived with 4, 3.
Yeah.
And it's
a
just
lot more controlled,
brutal.
isn't it? Question is, will they do anything towards the sandbags? Because this far, Eccles hasn't actually had to do anything. He's thinking about peeking this. As soon as his flash comes over, he might just suddenly peek.
Yeah, this is the angle you want to be in with this gun. It's whether they just clear it, they do. Nice little double peek coming in.
And Fry just deals with it.
Yeah.
Link has been dinked there. He should be able to fall back and not have any issues with that.
Nice little Ryan Ben. Didn't know you were a poet. Link getting dinked.
Yeah. Never know what I can come out with. Magic at times. And horrible at others. 3v5 both one. And this time they are saving, but this is a bit more, again, they love their aggressive saves, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, probably not too bothered this round, seeing as
Last
they'll be-
round of the half.
Yeah, they'll be fully buying next round, and they won't be wanting to use those CZs coming into it.
So if I'm Nancy's here, I'd probably smoke the end, because we can survive at the bottom banana, but he's on about 10 health maybe. But Link's probably thinking, do I survive here? We need to get me out. And he probably will fall anyway.
This is just carnage.
Two of them do, and the third does as well. Fry is still here, and that dink probably makes them think they've done a lot more damage than they did. They only did 3 damage.
Yeah.
They probably feel like they need to get to those guns, but I don't think there's any way they can.
I think they are going to make a push for it at the end here.
Fry did try to grab that orb and stop them from doing it, but they don't get any of the guns, but they do keep the armor, which it does help their buy a bit. Obviously, $650 saved effectively.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of confidence added there at the end, you know. It's a fun little way to win the round, and yeah, you really want to see Ferrari peakers win out this half 9-6 from here, you know. Get their foot back into this game, because they've really let it slip.
Yeah. It's very similar to that first game, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it was
it's
8-1.
scary. And Eccles with an
Eccles just
extraordinary
straight through
play. And he just tags up Dancy's. He would have... Bit unfair, you know. Might as well just give him that kill at that point. It's a lovely little play. He's caught Dancy's off by surprise, and
Didn't get punished either.
yeah.
Interesting play, really, isn't it? I don't think I've ever seen somebody actually do that.
It's a
It's quite a bizarre one,
Yeah.
really. Like, I can imagine jumping through to the right and being second mid, but peeking down T stairs. I suppose the Opal's thinking, well, it's smoked, they're not going to do anything. And suddenly, this man emerges,
Yeah.
and he tags you.
Now, here he is over at the B-bomb site. He's playing around that smoke
Played
perfectly.
that really well. I guess the first skill. The question is, they have been mollied off by Mr. Hoy, I believe. And Eccles thinks that they're possibly falling off, but they've just re-smoked.
Yeah, now it's all on Mr. Hoy. He's in a very rough position here. He just goes down straight away. Needs to get a bit more done there, and it's going to make it a really hard retake here.
Yeah, they do have the one kit in play from Whisk, and he is towards CT.
Yeah, they've got a decent amount of nade.
Bomb's going banana there. He's running into 2 players. I can't help but feel like he drops the dances, and then this round is
there we go.
in trouble. 3v4, and they're all coming through construction, those things, unless KP's enters CT late.
Yeah, they're going to re-molly CT as well.
He does get the first kill, though. 3v3. This round's interesting now. The flash comes into pool, but it doesn't actually do much. And Link is still there. He peeks out, gets the first kill. The smoke that was in play is gone. The kit is also down by back right. 2v2, make that 2v1. KP's on his own, and he can't get anything done.
Yeah, and
8-7.
yeah, really strong end to the half there from Wind and Rain, you know.
Yeah,
They really
81
picked
to
themselves
87.
up. Yeah,
Look
that.
at many of those rounds as well. They probably had about 3 alive and maybe 5 of them.
Yeah, and you've got to maybe give credit to that pause there, you know.
Yeah.
Got their heads
Definitely.
straight back into that game, and yeah, fair play to them. Really strong finish that half.
Small pause here, just regarding the in-ears.
Yeah, I mean, players just can't keep their inners in their ears.
Yeah.
It's a shame, you know. But oh well. I mean, going into this now, Ferrari peakers, they might be getting a bit of deja vu, you know, from that first map, feeling like, well, we keep doing this, we keep getting 7-0 up, and we just can't convert it, you know. Wind and Rain may be a bit slow starters, but once they suss them out, they're really sussing them out here, you know, and they've got the perfect counter.
Yeah, so the unpause comes in, that's perfectly fine. And one thing I think we won't be seeing is 3 kits on the CT side.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to think. I mean, they might throw it back in their face as a, you know, it might be a bit surprising for them, but no, obviously we don't see that. Ferrari with an interesting little buy.
Yeah, the HE.
Yeah, the
I admire it.
HE
I like
flash smoke.
HEs.
Yeah, I mean, for someone
This
who's
is
so skilled, yeah, it's a nice little flash. But
That's
it's not to be.
Peak.
And the
He does
action
get
is just in mid. It's just a firing squad for both teams.
An interesting one to be in, really, isn't it? Considering the situation.
That's awkward, and the CTs do come out on top there. A lot of damage exchanged, but yeah, the terrorists in a dodgy position. Capers
Capers
can't
had
really,
these grenades for a
they
while.
can't really
hasn't he?
use those nades. You'd have to feel like, and Astro
Just get a
absolutely
chance, does he?
destroys him there, just jumping up on that bike. He was low, so he only needed one little tap, but yeah,
1v4
rough
for
round to
Echoes.
start the half.
I don't know what he can do really from the situation. The bomb's down in such an awkward area. It's in between a lot of crossfires. He does give himself a USP, which obviously one tap headshot at most range. The question is, where will he actually go for this? Oof, that's a good start. Quick one tap, but Dancy's returns the favour. Swift pistol round, really, considering the situation. It was quite hectic though at times.
Yeah, very messy from. Yeah, just one of those messy rounds, you know. Just
Yeah. We see scrappy rounds here and there, don't we?
yeah, I mean, what can you say really? And Ferrari peakers, they're forced onto this force buy, and yeah, it's looking quite dire for them. Although it's only 8-8, they haven't won a round in a while.
Yeah, the momentum is against them right now. And obviously going on to that T side, where you're against a team like this, you probably feel like you could be just stuck, right?
Yeah,
Like they'll drown you out and they'll just keep you stuck. The question is, will they be able to get any sort of picks into this round as well? Because they've invested 3 Deagles, 2 ZZs, and there's not much utility to go with it, which makes it a bit dire in my mind.
yeah, it's a bit scary, but
As I say
Dom with
that,
a bit of magic.
yeah, that is the 1 Deag pick.
There we go. Link's been shook all the way off the server.
Yeah, and there was no opportunity for him to actually avoid that as well. He was just peeking that angle, and then he does get 1 Deaged. Not a situation where they've seen the deal, keep peeking into it, and then you say, he's 1 Deaged me. Not quite one of them.
Sounds like a certain player. I can't put my name on him.
No, it's just something that sometimes happens.
Yeah, and they've slowed it right down, but meanwhile over at Banana, Dancy's got full control, so
And the classic app burst comes out.
yeah, here we go.
The flash does come through, but the players are not flashed actually. Cray stayed in for quite a long time here. And he gets overwhelmed by the thought of too many players on his screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the dodgy thing about Apps Burst. If the T's can get out, you know, they're
Yeah.
spread out of that Apps little chokehold, the door, you know, it gets really scary for the CTs. They're peeking into like 4 players all at different angles, and yeah, we can see they just overwhelm the site, and another little trap round for you.
Yeah. I mean, the first pick Dom gets, beautiful 1 Deag obviously. And then from there, you just see it a bit scrappy, I suppose. In there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit poor from Wind and Rain. They did have 3 players over at that A bomb site, which is is normally enough to stop a gun round if they play it correctly. And
clearly, Cray wasn't quite in. You know, he wasn't ready for it, was he? He was retreating from, I believe he was on balcony.
Yeah.
And he fell like all the way to the back of it. And
he's in a
Dancy's is
rough
tempting
position,
isn't he? M4 armor. Can he save onto it? 2 seconds left, and he does get out. So he does keep his M4 armor, which could be crucial to this round. That is the first round that Ferrari Peakers do take since 8-1.
Yeah, and the real test is actually converting that into a second round and starting to build up some momentum on this T side, you know. And it's scary going into these 4 CZs on very talented players.
Yeah, it is a forced round by them. They have decided to invest into it. Obviously, not many grenades to play with. I mean, there's a smoke on each site, I suppose, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And they are playing double apps as well. And honestly,
that's rough.
That's the one gun, and he's just caught that grenade and said, "Yeah, thanks for that. That's great. That's what I wanted, actually."
Yeah, he might actually.
He was tempting, yeah, but they are boosting with the smoke. But I feel like Eccles is ready for this. Not much trigger.
I think the gun's actually fallen on the wrong side of the wall.
Oh, actually, no, Fry's got it.
Oh no, that's not corrected. And this is a dangerous play to have an M4.
Shot all the way, but they should get the info that the gun has gone. Eccles throws his gun to try and find it, and that should be the info relayed right there. They have got the gun back.
Yeah, he is going to re-aggress it, so he's got a lot of
information. This is a smart decision from him, in my mind. You can definitely call if this is a fake or not. But he fluffs the first spray, but it doesn't matter. Whisk is running into him, and there should be a trade coming up from the CT.
Ooh,
And there it is. Quite late, but does arrive in time. And they're forced to go to the other side, which there are 2 players at. I mean, Cray's holding his archer, but he does die quickly. Link, he's just failed to jump into the box. They've heard that. Surely.
Oh my god.
This is a very... Oh, you can't...
I don't even know.
You have to feel sorry for him, really, don't you? It was one of those situations.
Yeah, you feel like once Mr. Hoy hasn't checked you, you're in the clear there, and they did line up, and as soon as he was about to, you know, hit the trigger, he's flicked him.
Yeah.
And what can you say? Maybe someone who was dead just screaming at him, telling him that he's seen him, but...
Or that they heard him, I suppose. He did fail the jump onto the box,
exactly.
and there was a loud sound cue for that.
Yeah, but... Anyway, Ferrari Peakers, they have converted that second round, and
yeah,
it's nice to see. They
start something great, potentially.
Potentially start something new. And that, it is a start of something new. It's Wind and Rain losing 10 rounds in a map.
That is true. The question is, will they be able to get it all together and actually take it further than that?
Yeah, again, only that M4 to work with on that CT side. Astro does drop off his CZ to Cray. Probably first in there to ask for it.
Potentially.
And
so
here we do see
pause
another
from Capers comes in, and obviously another technical regarding the innies.
Unexpected, of course.
They just don't know the secret tactic, do they?
Yeah, I'm just glancing up at Fry, and he doesn't look too happy. Yeah.
I've not seen him happy the best of times, though, in all fairness.
No, I mean,
I've seen him pop a grin every now and then.
Yeah, when he's popping off, he does have that little sly grin on him, but...
Like an evil mastermind.
Potentially, yeah, but he does seem a bit potentially fed up. It's very late in the day here, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe feeling like his team should just be closing this out now.
Potentially, but I mean, if he really wanted to, he could just decide to pop off, couldn't he?
Exactly, he is a bit of a Terminator.
On, just do it, right? We saw him get 30 kills in 1/2 earlier against CX on CT side Inferno.
Yeah, I mean, he's up there this game with Astro and with Dancy's. But you'd love to see some of that magic come out on that big bomb site.
Especially on the stage. It was a crazy performance from him.
Yeah, you'd love to see some highlight reels when it actually matters, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did matter.
It did matter, yeah. Semi-finals is nothing to scoff at, but...
Yeah. The impulse comes in, and the M4 does stay, and Astro has it. So the question is, what will they be able to get done? So obviously, it's come towards Banana again. And I imagine... It looks like they were planning to play some sort of bait setup just then, but it looks like he might just dry peek off. Fry is flashing for them, so here comes the peek. They're both blind, but they haven't been able to capitalise. I guess the one kill, but nothing else. Can't we feel like it was a bit... he wanted a bit more than he could have possibly got.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just didn't know his angle completely. Maybe just hoping Dom would just step out into him, but hung around there for like an extra 1 second or two, just a bit too long. Yeah, nice trade for
forcing the situation as well. Yeah. He felt like he needed to make a play off that. He knew they only had one flash. He had the M4.
Yeah.
if he doesn't get 2 kills, he probably feels like they don't win the round.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is honestly probably going to come true in this situation. I mean, it's a 4v2 now. They've got the B site, and you like to think they do convert this quite simply. I imagine Cray might try and save his CZ potentially.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Football Manager lot, they're quite excited about this situation as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they do
love
it.
anti-eco.
They do love it.
Yeah. 4v2, and I imagine this round will just play out. I don't think Link will be able to get much done from this situation.
No, maybe hoping to grab a little wayward gun potentially, but it's going to be quite difficult for him.
I feel like it'd be partly gifted to him if he does get anything here. I mean, Echoes is shoulder peeking it, and he is going to push into it. He does get dinked and does get the kill, but it was a bit questionable at times there.
Yeah, but again, another really nice round for Eccles. He's up to 24 frags up.
Yeah.
In this matchup, and yeah, it's what you like to see. It's a strong anti-eco coming in from Ferrari because they can start building that bank up and get a bit of momentum behind them.
It's a bit of an interesting one as well. We've had both. I suppose you could potentially say that Eccles is the IGL in this situation, right?
Yeah.
Sat in the middle usually means that. Both maps IGLs have popped off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 24 kills right now. They are winning 11-8. And this could get a bit scary for Win and Rain right now.
Yeah, absolutely. If they don't find an answer to this T aggression, then it could slip away from them. And they really don't want to be losing this map. It's their pick, obviously. Next one is Mirage, which is just as good for them, arguably, but yeah, they really want to be closing this out quite quickly in a 3-0 fashion, you'd have to feel.
Yes, they do go for the triple banana. Astro is ready for it with a pop flash, which we see this a few times. Where they put out the molly and they actually do go through that smoke. Ferrari gets flashed in. The flash doesn't get anybody. Ferrari just doesn't care.
And there we go. We were asking where he was on that B bomb site, and he's shown it. Neither of the T players were blind at all, but doesn't stop him.
Yeah, he doesn't care about flashes. He'll just kill you.
Yeah,
outright.
Absolute beast.
Kind of throws a wrench in the works really for this T side, because they were ready to, they were playing anti-flash after all.
Yeah, I mean that's really shook them. You can see Whisk is terrified that Fry's still hanging around bottom banana. I mean, little does he know that they've pulled right back and they're playing quite sensibly. They've turtled up on sites and they're set to take this round back.
I wonder what Ferrari will be doing from this round though. It looks like it's going to be towards A. And there is a decent settlement in play right now from Link. Astro,
the man himself, he is rotating as well. So you'd have to feel like Astro gets on site and sort of secures this, but Fry he's running back.
He's playing in between. Obviously, there's no info really. Is there? Like, Dancy's that'll be some info though.
So it looks like they're going to run straight into him.
All three of them are going to be like it's the one, but he does get the info. Both of them are going through CT, and it's all on Dancy's. I feel he needs to get one and then potentially store.
That's a really nice angle.
Has he learnt? Yes, he has learnt from his previous error. But he's positioning himself really awkwardly.
Yeah, maybe not expecting Whisk to just run in there, but he sort of had to with about 10 seconds left. And yeah, he's trying to set himself up to win that 1v3, but nice aggressive play from Lincoln, catches him off.
We've seen that a few times from the Win the Ring guys in 1v3s, where one of the players will be arriving at the scene quite early, straight after the plant. They'll just run in and essentially try and catch the guy off guard.
Exactly, confident in their two other teammates. So if they do fall to someone maybe faking the plant, then they're still in a good position. And I mean, that's really nice to see. Fry waking up, maybe a bit done with this now. He just wants to see it.
Yeah, he wants bed, doesn't he?
He does want his bed, potentially.
DE_bed.
Indeed. But this is a big test for them now. If they lose this round, it's a dire situation for them. Their money will be completely reset. So you'd have to see them string this round together.
That nade could have been a bit better. Thankfully, Whisk does jump into that underbus section and does avoid the damage ultimately. He's only 11, not too bad. And it does look like they did do the iBuy power grenades at Banana, which is the usual molly, flash, HE down. And it's expended, it's kept Ferrari because away from it, right? They possibly think they have full control of it, and they're playing quite weary, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say scared. They're playing reasonably passive, and they're quite happy for Ferrari Peakers to walk into them at this point. Interesting read coming out, though, is Astro he's fully rotating off, and
with him rotating off, I think that...
I think that's probably to do with his nades and his Molotov specifically to stop that B push, but whether Fry can get here in time is going to be the real question. But actually, that bomb's hanging around T step, so Astro might get a chance to use that molly after all.
Potentially, it really depends if anybody can actually sell a fake towards the site. Because They haven't actually done anything.
No, they've got 2 Molotovs here on the CT side.
So this smoke will be fading in the next 5 seconds. And the take will be coming in that same time.
Yeah, you can see Astro's got his Molotov out in his hand. He's ready to get that down. Darts
Flash
probably
comes
gets
over,
one. Yeah,
Gets the first one. There's still no smoke in CT right now, but it does come in late.
yeah,
Astro
Molly's
did get
out.
his molly off.
They have run through it.
The smoke on Coffin it's got a gigantic gap. Dancy takes
distal.
straight advantage of it. The question is, will he be able to get anything else? I mean, Capers is close right next to him. He goes for the no-scope.
Does like the flashy plays, and it's
Yeah.
Whiskers going to get caught out. Just unfortunate timing there.
He does get in for those 2 banana. Echoes is stuck between rock and hard place here.
Yeah, this is an awkward position.
Yeah,
It's
the
all
double
on
face comes
Capers.
out.
Already got
On
2.
for a 5, man.
Yep. But no, a
Hard
really nice
position to be in,
retake.
isn't it?
And that's a really nice decision from Astro earlier on in the round.
Yeah.
You know, they've identified that Ferrari's got absolutely no nades left. He can go play that arch position, just, you know, be a turret for his team. Meanwhile, Astro can get that molly into play once they go into banana, and it's worked out beautifully.
Yeah, alternatively, the reason Ferrari pickers did go towards the banana is because they know. They wasted both mollies, or at least his molly. There was a smoke down there, flash, HE. They know there's not many utility on that side.
Yeah, so arguably the
Very good
completely
decision.
correct decision.
Yeah, very good decision.
Just one step ahead of them.
Yep. He's playing 4D chess while they play checkers, some would say.
Indeed.
But thanks for that one plant, they do get another buy-in on this Ferrari picker side. And they do get the AWP again. So obviously Capers did get the 2 kills that round, and it was, you know, better for him. Like, we have seen him pick it quite a few times, and he sometimes doesn't get an impact, sometimes he does. It was nice to see him get 2 kills, and he does, you know, confidently takes it into the next round as well.
Yeah. Astro just playing the little pixel angle on Arch. He has fallen back now, but Capers really wants to get something here. And it's not like, it doesn't look like they're going to give it to him.
They're going to retake banana though on the CT side.
Yeah.
The molly comes in towards tree. Fry should be checking close angle, which he does, and Dances does get the trade. He's going to reface it too. Gets
and he's
Dom,
got
and that's the bomb.
Yeah, that's some confidence coming out from Dancy's.
And honestly, it's a weird situation to be in. Dancy's is, I think he's on top of the wall right now.
Yeah, very strong position.
And the flash, I don't think that even gets anybody at banana.
On the fluff shot.
Yeah, Astro
There,
cleans up.
yeah, there he is.
And a
the man
pulse
himself.
has been called by Eccles on the Ferrari.
Yeah, good
side.
decision. It's
Yeah.
3 rounds in a row here for the CTs, and they found the answer really to
Yep.
Ferrari Pika's T side at the moment.
Very good timing to get a tactical in. Like, obviously, the momentum is building up a bit. And obviously, you've run out of ideas essentially as well.
Yeah, and I'm just having a glance over, and I can see Snod's getting a bit animated with his hand movements.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
likes to do that, doesn't he? Throw
Yeah,
some shapes.
It's nice to see him.
It's
giving
mainly the
some input.
fingers, though, isn't it? The gun fingers.
Yeah, it's all about the gun fingers.
Yeah. That's sort of his style.
Maybe just saying, just shoot them, just shoot them.
Oh, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
Imagine
no, I actually do
Yeah.
really like to see that from Snods, putting in some.
gun fingers.
I do always respect the gun fingers from
Yeah.
Snods, but I love the tactical input as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have you know, a 6th pair of eyes on the game, essentially. Obviously, he's from a different perspective as well. He's able to see all 5 players and potentially be able to look at the map a bit more as an overview.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not even just an outside presence. He's good mates with pretty much all of the players here. He's
Yeah.
played with them for quite a long time. You know, I'm pretty sure when they started playing CS, him and Eccles, and if I'm not
there was a
mistaken,
group of friends that they had.
yeah, they started
essentially
playing
did that
faces
too.
together and
Yeah, it
grew
was-
from there. But
It was with Dancy's as well.
yeah,
Like, he's good friends with Zadku. So obviously, they have discussed a few things. This round, they're not going to go for the buy.
yep, sensible. They're gonna let Wind and Rain take the lead here, unless something special comes out for them, of course. It does look like they're gonna. They're
This is
gearing
one of
up
those
for
awkward
this,
rounds, though, isn't it? So we saw Wind and Rain get
Exactly.
the pause, and they went around very similar to this.
And to be fair,
The
Wind
setup,
and Rain are fighting this.
spooky. The flash comes out from Wind and Rain. That's very good timing for them. They're quite fortunate
Yeah.
that it's occurred like that.
Yeah, there we go. And that smoke sort of completely dented that push. The flash did come out from Eccles. Another one is going to come. But they've got 4 players towards this this A bomb site, and they're playing it
Going
quite
straight into the
sensibly.
meat grinder, I imagine. There's a crossfire setup on quad, ready for it. They're coming straight in. Quay and Link, both ready for it. And
There we go.
they
That's,
dispose of them
that's what you
cleanly.
like to see. Some crispy little headshots coming in from Cray. And yeah, nice solid round from Wind and Rain once again.
And the CT economy is building.
Yeah, this is where Ferrari Peakers, they desperately need a response round here. They need to seize the advantage again and get their foot straight back in this game, because once again, they've let it
Slipping.
slip. You know, it was a nice 3 rounds. They won in a row in this T side, but other than that, yeah, they're falling behind again.
The real question is, this is where the pause, you know, discussion comes into play, right? That second round, well, that round just then, it was essentially just this round we can just do a flash mid. I'll flash you through like the mid smoke they put down, but this round they need to be using the info they have gained from Snods.
It's a similar bit of aggression from Banana, and Tansi's
Zaki doesn't care. He
gets
that trade
he's tidying up. He's happy. He'll take those fights all day. And
Mr. Hoy's tagged a lot as well. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe I actually have no idea. But yeah, it's a bit odd. They've taken that pause. They've obviously identified what Wind and Rain are doing, but they actually have no counter to something that they've been pulling out a lot this half.
Yeah, it is an awkward situation to be in, right? The way they retake Banana every time is smoke bottom, molly tree, and then they flash over. And Fry does wide peek that angle into Cubby.
Oof, nice little tink coming out from Mr. Hoy, but
the molly should send him away. Cray was an interesting smoke, quite an aggressive one, really. I mean, Capers does take advantage of that. And honestly, you're coming straight back up quad again. And there's two players playing it a bit differently, but this is rather aggressive rather than the usual crossfire we see. That flash from Cray is done beautifully.
Yeah, and it allows Astro just to clean up once again. And unfortunately for Ferrari Peakers, that was their gun round. That was a really important round for them. And they're back onto pistol armor. They could maybe force just 5 AKs, but smartly enough, they're not going to. They're relying on bringing it back from 14-11. Got a bit to work with this round. Maybe going for an apps push or a similar mid take that we saw in the other round. But yeah, they really need to get control of this banana area, or just maybe just give it up.
Fry? Okay, so he put that there to initially put out the molly, but obviously the molly went over the top, and this is just really full confidence. I mean, Eccles gets the first kill. He's expecting a second gun. He does get him,
but they've not changed their minds. They've committed to this A bomb site, and
suddenly from a 2v5, it's gone down to a 2v2.
Wow.
Link gets his first 2 kills in the apps push, and Cray is on his own on this side.
Still a really good chance for Ferrari Peakers, but
they have spotted him.
Yeah, they've identified him.
But it's quickly changing to a 1v1. Dancy's against Whisk.
Yeah, he's seen him as well.
This is an awkward situation to be in for Dancy's. There's too many angles to actually clearly check, so he dedicates himself to the one. This way he can guarantee that the player has not gotten to the side.
Smartly enough, Whisk is making the correct play.
Whisk is walking close wall, but Dancy's is questioning it.
Getting a bit antsy here.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Whisk is just waiting down the clock.
It might convince overthinking.
Yeah, it might convince Dancy's that he's gone B. Could have done anything at this point, changed his position completely, and yeah, finally Dancy's having to move off.
It's an interesting situation. He'll be coming through the archway, and Whisk is ready for it. Question is, how quick is Dancy? He's seen the barrel. He gets the first shot, but he doesn't get the kill straight away.
That's unfortunate, and luckily for Dancy's, he does have that AWP, which is just a one-shot kill, as long as he doesn't shoot him in the legs, of course, but
I would have liked to see him play this a bit slower, just to give him the chance that he possibly went quad. But the crouch inside.
Lovely play from Whisk. I mean, it's one of those awkward situations where that 1v1 can happen a million ways,
Yeah.
But Whisk, credit to him, he's held his nerve there. He's crept up and he's waited, and yeah, out of nowhere, Ferrari Peaks they take a round that they had no right to win. I mean, Eccles, great double kill, but strangely enough, they rushed apps. They didn't really give Wind and Rain a chance to rotate off, which, I mean, going to that A bomb site after getting those two kills B, it makes sense in the sense that Wind and Rain would be rotating off, panicking trying to get back to B, but they didn't really give them that few seconds to try and assess what was going on, and almost threw away that 2-man advantage, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. This round is massive, though.
Yeah.
Economy-wise, and just based on the momentum, too.
Yeah, both teams.
Both teams are in reset territory. And ideally, Wind and Rain will be open, but this is interesting play from Wind and Rain.
It's really nice work from Dom there. One crisp headshot and one nice little spray down. Maybe you're trying to get a bit too much there, Astro. Like, he peeked out when they were flashed, and then afterwards he kept trying to reface and get more, but on the other side of the map, Dancy's doing more work and getting that advantage back and evening things up.
Here. He needs to get the wall. He does. That's the bomb up there. He gets a molly off of Eccles' body too, so that bomb is stuck under fire. And the returning players from the other side have got here in time too. It's a really interesting round to play out. 2v3, both players on T side are half health. And Dom is making the play towards Arch, which should be able to get the side shot. He does pick up Fry. 2v2. And clears the drop on him there. Whisk in a 1v2. Clutch the last round, 1v1 against Dancy's. Can he do it this time? He does know where one of the players is. Last he heard, that player was at mid.
Finally gets the
set
bomb.
of grenades too.
Yeah. He did try to fake the bomb plant there, but I don't think he held it long enough for it to make any sort of noise.
I would like to see him use some of these grenades at
Yeah.
least. Yeah, so the smoke comes out, covers the arch side, and the safe plant comes in, but Cray will have heard him run onto site,
gives
and
him-
Dancy's come straight through it. He's just running around. Makes it a 1v1. He knows where Cray is. Can he do it?
Oh my god!
That's a big round for him to win. 13-13, he picks up the AWP, and from a player who has not been on the LAN stage.
Yeah, that's 2 fantastic rounds in a row for him. Coming up clutch when it really matters for his team. And that might have shook when the rain passed the point of recovery, you know. A bit of investment into this round, but they're going to have to, you know, forfeit the lead here. And
Some
yeah, this is
chatter in the
dangerous.
chat right there from Dancy's and Cray. Obviously, they played it. Dancy's made the contact and made sure that he could find out where the player is, and then the idea was that Cray would be able to get the catch on him.
Yeah.
But Cray actually did shoot a bullet when he was going up quad just then, and that's why Whisk kind of, you know, he spun that direction, and then he was roughly around there. For some reason, they don't seem to understand that there was a shot fired.
Yeah.
Obviously, the plan was there, and obviously, Whisk, another clutch in a very big round.
Yeah, huge round.
Question is, what can Wind and Rain potentially do? Like, they don't have much here. They've got 2 players with armor. They have 2 flashes on Cray.
Yeah, this is a rough situation to be in. And yeah, I mean, Ferrari Peakers, they've slowed the pace down. Nice, sensible anti-eco, hopefully clearing things out perfectly, but yeah, not much Wind and Rain should be getting out of this, especially seeing as they've stacked the wrong bomb site, technically.
So Cray's going to be flashing mid for Link, but can he actually get anything? He gets to 1. Can he actually get out alive as well?
He does. That's
big
dangerous.
flash.
That's really going to make Ferrari Peakers question if they want to go onto this A bomb site.
It looks like Eccles is making that
Yeah, it's
lurk.
a bit questionable. You know, you're already down a man, and he's going for a bit of an aggressive lurk here.
Thing is, they don't know what kind of buy actually is around for them,
Yeah.
which makes them doubt themselves, I suppose.
But at this point, it doesn't even look like Eccles will have much of an impact going into this round. They're committing to B, but
This is key from Fry out, in my opinion. He needs to get the first contact and make sure they don't try and check the chances. Put some damage out. And the chaos is ensuing. They're so low.
yeah, he's sprung the trap.
He's only got 7 health. Fancy is he able to reload? No. 1v2. Quaid does have armor. He's got CZ and a flash. No kit in play. There's only 5 seconds clock. They should be able to get that plant down, which they do. But it's a very awkward situation. I imagine he's just going straight through this. And he's blinded himself. But he doesn't. There was a hint of possibility right there.
Yeah, very scary there. I mean, it's keeping Ferrari Peakers, it's keeping their economy honest here, at least
Definitely.
for the CTs.
14-13.
Yeah. Again, we've said it time and time again, but this is a massive round. It really is for both teams here.
I think that Ferrari because try and keep the momentum the same. Right? If they lose this round, I can't help but feel like they're up against it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the AWP comes out from Dancy's, which on the CT side, he has been quite impactful with it. He's had a few kills here and there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
The double nade. That's only 49 damage, though.
Yeah, could have been better. And it does feel like they finally got that answer that we were talking about towards this B bomb site. You know, there hasn't been that.
Eccles. He has been on fire this game.
Yeah, he is. He's really mixing things up. You know, they've played super passive so far on this T side recently, and maybe Dancy just wasn't expecting that random bit of contact play from Eccles, and it's doing him wonders so far. 29 frags for him.
Yeah, but the CT spread quite thin here. Ferrari is trying to slow down the round, potentially make them think a bit too much, make them wonder a bit. And it ultimately looks like they will probably be going towards this smaller site.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to whether Ferrari and Astro can hit their shots, and they've been on fire this series. And
Prize
looks
about to
like-
flash
yeah.
Astro into Banana here. Question is, will he be able to catch any of the players? Obviously, it's close flash. He does
Eccles,
get some info though.
Eccles hiding behind that
If
car.
Ferrari can get the smoke in, this is going to delay the round even further.
Mr. Hoy, meanwhile, he's on a bit of a flank, and he's been able to sneak
Yeah.
up there.
But he has to speed things up. There's 30 seconds on the clock right now.
And
Ferrari
that
does
smoke,
get
that's
smoke
a
in.
massive smoke.
Okay, he's finally started running in CT. So hopefully he's able to get the angle on Astro before it affects his teammates. But the CT smoke's making it impossible. They should be able to hear
I
him.
hasn't seen him.
He's heard him run through the smoke, but he hasn't checked for it. Fry gets 1, maybe 2. Ooh, there's a lot of damage done, but
Wow, and
it's not enough, I don't think.
yeah, these players, they look like they're going for it. I mean, Link's already on 20 HP. They don't have a kit. I actually don't have any idea why they're going for it. They could have saved 2 rifles going into the 29th round there, but they chose not to. And yeah, Ferrari Peakers, for the first time in the series, they've got match point.
Yeah, I mean, that situation right there, you can't feel like Ferrari probably could have smoked it a bit earlier. And obviously the team, potentially they weren't relaying the information that they could have got CT.
Sure.
Right, they were playing, I believe, a site on pit. And they should know that they're man down. The player can get through arch into CT and behind them on B.
Yeah.
But
Potentially
like
just
to
one of
think that
those.
Ferrari plays close, like to that CT smoke maybe.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
when Astro gets contact, you go through.
sure. Potentially one of those high pressure situations, you know,
Yeah.
you're just focusing on what's going on your side of the map, and it's just a little thing like that. Mr. Hoyd, nice little play from him.
Yeah, I mean, he identified the hole in the CT instantly, and he walked all the way through. And a pause comes out from Astro, which will be a tactical, which
Yeah.
I like to see that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
people
there's
don't
no reason
utilise that
not to.
enough. Yeah, it's 15-13 after all.
Yeah, really weird.
You just
Money
discuss the
situation.
buy, don't you? Because in theory, Cray, rather, I was thinking
Yeah.
Fry as well. Cray could drop an M4, because he does have one anyway, he has armor too. He can get an M4 down, potentially buy a kit, because obviously there is one missing on that CT side. Obviously, Astro's initiated his buy, so he'll have an MP9. It's just, you need to discuss what buy are you going to be having,
Yeah.
and how are you going to use the weapons you are given in that situation.
Yeah, I think they need to start changing things up at Banana here. It was working extremely well for them how they were playing it in the early half, but
Arguably, that was reliant on, they
Hit
were
shots.
winning the firefights.
yeah, exactly.
So he does drop an M4, I believe. Yeah. So he dropped an M4 and he gets smoke flash and a HG, and Dancy's has got full equipment towards B. And Fry's gone for UMP and he also has full equipment other than the Molly, which should be okay. I don't think they've had too much reliance on that.
Yeah, now on the flip side, this is the perfect round for Ferrari Peakers to close this out. You know, they don't want to take this into the 30th round and tempt overtime. Win and Rain, they're on a weaker bye here, so they'll be kicking themselves if they can't convert this into the win.
So obviously this is the same flash push that we have seen from Win and Rain a few times this tournament.
Yeah, Fry's only got an up here.
And Wisp should know. The Kiwi's coming out. He's going to get caught out.
He's got a grenade out, and there we go. The same bit of aggression.
But
It's
the
managed to caught them out.
impact is coming straight out at mid. Link's put this smoke down already though. Can he hear the players jumping? That flash has come through, but he's trying to spam it. Some team damage comes through, and he's got already one. He's put a lot of damage on the Dom, but he does get traded out as well. It's 2v4, 15-13, and Eccles is going around arch, wrapping on the side. Do they expect him to come through? I mean, Cray's got on the side of the screen, and Eccles does struggle, but he does get the kill. He knows there's a player in library, but they haven't checked for Astro. Astro's on the side, he takes out one, and he should be able to pick out an Eccles. He's picked up the AWP. His teammate should be saying he's low. 1v1,
Word,
Eccles
how
on
has this
3
happened?
HP.
He's actually picked up the MP9 accidentally, you'd have to think.
This is crazy. Fry does have head armor, it doesn't matter. 15-14. You have to be thinking Astro has been told that he is low. They don't get the AWP at the end of the round though, is the big thing.
Yeah, so both teams struggling to get a perfect buy, you'd have to say.
Last round.
So yeah, I mean, Ferrari Peakers, they still have a great chance to take this, but yeah, that was a lovely little round from Wind and Rain. Winning those gunfights, like you said, even with the lesser guns, 2 umps coming in, you know, they're
It's a triple banana again though.
Yeah.
So the question is, will there be any sort of reaction based on, like, every time they've thrown a molly towards top banana, there's been a smoke at the top, and they've gone through it. Like, are they going to react to that situation? That nade does quite a lot of damage, actually, to Ferrari. So they've smoked to the top themselves this time, which there has been a situation in the past where teams have been smoking that top area, but I don't think that one will really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's intended to make it a bit awkward for the CTs to play around it.
They have actually faced straight down it, in fact. And
They don't care.
They're pushing further down. They get the info that nobody's actually here.
Eccles is holding this angle, and he was deadly with it before.
They smoke the bottom, and that's perfectly fine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Fry uses his smoke, and Astro gets to rotate off the site, and that's perfectly fine. They've got 3 players back on A, and they are taking mid quite quickly here.
Yeah, all 5 players geared up towards this mid take, but it does look like they're just making presence. Thinking about it.
Yeah, this setup at A has been quite lethal in the past with the crossfire. And it's different this time. They've got 2 players towards pit, which normally it's been Cray alone and then Link on site.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to that banana push, they are really set to hold this. Fry's over here getting the info at Arch.
he might get timed out that peak. So he
has
did
seen it.
but the wrap is coming in though.
Yeah,
The players
it's all
are
on
stuck
Gray
in
really.
pit.
Needs to hit some shots.
Gets the first one. Does do damage, gets the second guy, but it's all over. 1v3. Dances, can he do anything from this situation?
I mean, everyone's very low. He doesn't have a kit.
Whisk is in CT though. Did he actually spot him?
Yeah, this could
He's
be
got the sound cue from that flash.
Once he's flashing himself, unfortunately, but
That
it leads him
winnable.
straight back into him.
1v2. I'm assuming there probably is a kit in play, either on site or in pit.
You'd have to feel like it
But
is somewhere
he
else.
needs to speed up just in case though.
Yeah.
Could potentially find a kit on the way around here, but that's that molly. He has to go through it, right? Runs straight through it. He kills Dom. 1v1. Capers against Dances. He's running straight towards him. Can Dances pull out? He does. That's map 2 going towards Ferrari Peakers, which was Window Rain's pick.
Yeah.